So now we're going to talk about serotonin, which is another neurotransmitter, another one of the classical neurotransmitters, those that were investigated and sort of discovered first. Serotonin, like dopamine and norepinephrine, is also manufactured from a commonly available raw material. And like those two earlier neurotransmitters we discussed, it's also made from an amino acid, from one of those 20 building blocks of all these protein machines in your brain, right, and body. In this case, the amino acid that serotonin is manufactured from is not tyrosine. Remember, tyrosine is the precursor to dopamine and norepinephrine. It's tryptophan. Now, tryptophan is another, one of those 20 amino acids in your diet that are necessary for building proteins, and tryptophan is converted, right, by enzymes, synthesizing enzymes, into serotonin. Now, again, the shape of this chemical matters, right, because it'll be fitting into specific receptors. It's like a key going into specific locks. So, like dopamine and norepinephrine, which are also manufactured from an amino acid, serotonin is a monoamine. It's got this amino group, just like those other neurotransmitters, okay? So there are some similarities in structure between serotonin and dopamine and norepinephrine. But it is not a catecholamine, as we described earlier. The specific kind of ring form, that catechol ring that you find on tyrosine and also dopamine and norepinephrine, is not present on tryptophan or serotonin. It's a slightly different structure there. So what I want you to remember is that dopamine and norepinephrine and serotonin are all manufactured from amino acids, so they're all monoamines. But dopamine and norepinephrine are more closely related. They look a little bit more like each other than they do to serotonin. Final point in terms of terminology, neurons that release serotonin are actually called serotonergic neurons.